Welcome to Christina Huddleston Elementary 2020-21. We're so excited to have the students back in school. We have several returning teachers in all our grade levels. We also have several returning specialist teachers and special education support staff, along with many new faces as well. As we begin the school year, it's important to be ready with our new iPad and our apps. For students, they should become familiar with the Seesaw Class app, which is on their iPad. You may already have a Seesaw Family app, which is different. The Family app is for parents, and the Seesaw Class app on the student iPads are for students' distance learning or digital learning days. Also, an important app is the WebEx Meeting app. Students will be meeting with teachers virtually on Wednesdays. The WebEx Meeting app will help you with that as well. For parents, the apps you're most familiar with or should become familiar with are the Infinite Campus app or Infinite Campus Online, as well as Titan. Infinite Campus, or otherwise known as Parent Portal, includes student information, and it also houses the Continuous Progress Report. Titan is our new lunch account system used to purchase lunches. This year, CHE and Lakeville Area Schools will begin the year in the hybrid model. Students are either in the A cohort or the B cohort. Students in the A cohort are in person on Mondays and Tuesdays, are at home for Flex Wednesdays, and are at home for their digital learning days on Thursdays and Fridays. For students in the B cohort, they begin the week on Monday and Tuesday in the distance learning or digital learning model. They're home for Flex Wednesdays, and they're in person on Thursdays and Fridays. When students are in person, they will receive direct instruction from classroom teachers. Flex Wednesdays I'll discuss further on the next slide. On their distance learning or digital learning days, students will be at home working on assignments provided by their classroom teachers. These will include both digital and non-digital assignments. Wednesdays. There are really three types of learning happening in our hybrid model. There's the in-person, the digital or distance learning days, and then there are the Flex Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, students will work at home. These days are designed to help students who have questions, need additional instruction, or more help on assignments. It's also a day to catch up on missing work. During this time, there will be synchronous or live instruction as well. There'll be classroom morning meetings as well as specialist classes for students. These days allow for no students in the building or limited students, and just to allow for deep cleaning for our school. For attendance will be taken both on your in-person days, Flex Wednesday days, and digital or distance learning days. It is important that students, when they're not at school, are still participating online. Teachers will take attendance both in person and on Flex Wednesdays and digital learning days. Masks must be worn all day while inside the school building. There are a few exceptions. Students can take their masks off during lunch, recess, and Phi-Ed. If the classes are able to go outside for music, they will also remove their masks at that time as well. Students should have a clean mask daily, and it should be hooked to the lanyards provided by the school. This will allow for easy removal of masks during these maskless times. Hand washing is very important in preventing the spread of germs. Students will be washing their hands and using hand sanitizer multiple times during the school day. Whenever a student enters or exits a classroom or specialist, they will be using hand sanitizer. Students will be washing their hands after recess and before lunch. And whenever they are transitioning, we'll be using hand sanitizer. For lunch, students will be eating in the cafeteria. Each student will eat their lunch with their class. They will be sitting on specifically marked seats in the cafeteria. If there is an X on the seat, that seat is not to be used. This will allow for social distancing. Students will no longer need to type their lunch code in on the lunch pad each day. Instead, they will be stating their first and last name, and the adult will press a button and charge them for their lunch. There will only be one lunch option each day. Please refer to the CHE lunch menu for their daily entree. And again, I highly recommend using the Titan app to add money to your lunch accounts. Each day, the students will have recess. Each class will go to recess with a designated noon supervisor. They will be in zones to not allow for class mixtures. They will stay with their entire class during their lunch and recess time in their zoned areas. Items to bring each day. Please bring your charged iPad and your charging cord, a labeled filled water bottle, your mask with your lanyard, and we highly recommend having an extra mask available for your students. And of course, we want all students to bring their smile. Students will be going to specialists. They will be going to PE, STEM, art, and music. They will be going to their specialists in the specialist rooms. Again, they will be hand sanitizing in and out of each specialist. On Flex Wednesdays, they will also have a specialist class. This will be an online class with their specialist. We have allowed time for teachers, specialists, to make sure that they are able to sanitize between classes. Please make sure you go over the health checklist before sending your child to school each day. It is important that if they show symptoms of COVID-19, that they stay home. Any students or staff showing signs and symptoms will be sent to the nurse immediately. We do have an isolation space for students who are showing symptoms of COVID. We will contact parents and ask them to pick up their child immediately. Busing information will be found on the parent portal. In order to find transportation, please enter your parent portal, select your student, click more, and then select transportation. As a reminder, buses will be running late the first week of school and maybe the second. We have several new procedures for pickup and drop off of students. When you're dropping off your students in the morning, students will enter the building and go directly to their classrooms. They will no longer be waiting outside. Please note that students should not be dropped off before 8:30 a.m. We ask that parents go through the drive-through and not park their vehicles. For pickup, this is also a new procedure. Students will no longer wait outside to be picked up. This will allow for social distancing. We will have students be brought to the gym by staff. We have given each family a cardstock in a sleeve to be placed in the passenger window. Upon arrival, a staff member will radio into the gym where another staff member will help get students to the outside area to be picked up. For students in childcare, if your child is signed up for Tier 1 childcare, that's during the school day, we ask that your child enter the building during the drop-off time and go directly to the media center, at least for the first week. That is where childcare will meet their students and then bring them to their spaces. Once students are able to go directly to their childcare rooms, that's where they'll go after that. If your child is in Kids Zone before or after school, there will be a greeter and they will be able to assist in taking your child or bringing your child from the Kids Zone area. Please familiarize yourself with the Lakeville Area Schools Safe Learning Plan. In the Safe Learning Plan, it does include several flow charts and decision-making trees regarding positive cases, symptomatic cases, and contact with either positive or symptomatic cases. Do you need additional support? Maybe you need help with your parent portal. Student Support Services can help you at sissupport@isd194.org. For tech support with the iPad, we do have lakeville.incidentiq.com. For busing information, please contact Schmitty & Sons. And for specific school information, you can contact the main office or email Christy Calder. In addition, you may have specific questions for your classroom teacher. Do you still have more questions? Please take a look at our Lakeville Safe Learning Plan. That includes several answers to your questions. Thank you, everyone. We hope that you found this information helpful. And again, we look forward to greeting students next week for their first days of school. It's great to have kids back in the building, and we are ready for them. Welcome back to CHE.